everyone. My name is Hitomi Nakamoto. I'm the leader for the Hawaii chapter of Deeper Still. And today we have a treat. I have my friend Shelly Singson here, and we're just going to talk story a little bit. Hi, Shelly. How are you doing today?
Hi, Hitomi. Thank you.
Well, I'm excited to have you here because you have such an amazing, powerful story, and I want people to hear about what has happened and throughout your life since Deeper Still. So I know that you recently came to our Deeper Still retreat. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, so it's been about 9 months now, and I have to say that in the beginning it was terrifying because I think the Lord had called me to, this wasn't going to be just a retreat. He was going to do some serious work, and I could feel, that all the challenges coming up, but I knew from the first time I met you that He wanted me to go. I needed to go so desperately. And so getting there, beautiful. The retreat was held in a beautiful facility, and really we felt like we were queens. Just a feeling of safety. I just remember feeling so safe.
Yeah.
So I think the hardest part was telling our story, and I knew I would have to. And I had tried to prepare, but it was literally the first time that I was able to tell my story. And it was just so powerful. I think from that moment of getting it, just a burden, such a heavy burden was lifted. And I just can't explain it, how, being amongst the women who were, we had different experiences, but I think we all kind of had the same feeling, like we experienced similar things, so we had that connection. I wasn't able to mask. I tried to mask my pain and my shame, my guilt, for over 35 years. And it just practically, destroyed who I was. And I think I really grew to hate myself. So, that was I just got to a point where I just knew, after having my grandchildren, that I could no longer live this life or just be covering up, masking up all of this. So
it takes a lot of energy to do that, really, right?
It does.
Yeah.
I think the depression was taking its toll, and just, I don't know, the timing, because I don't think I would have been ready before. I would have been able to still kind of cover everything up, but it came at the right time. And I know it was late in my life, but it's still tremendously powerful and impactful.
Wow.
Yeah.
So amazing how God works, right?
Yeah.
He always has the best plan for each one of us.
He does.
And I know you kind of shared a little bit of how you were affected by just having that abortion and having that wounding and carrying it around in your life. But I remember you telling me how it affected also like your family life and others around you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I think my biggest regret is for my husband. We had never ever spoken. I had 3 abortions before I was 20, and we got married, we met when we were 14, but we never talked about it. So for him, I think he could feel the lack of connection. I couldn't really even look him in the eye. It was very difficult. My children, I became a fearful, controlling parent, and just so judgmental on them. And if I could change anything, it would have been to just be able to love them. I couldn't. I couldn't. And so what did I do? I tried to fix them and probably cause more damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow, that's amazing. And how long were you and your husband married?
Uh, so we just made 43 years.
So 43
Yes.
years, and all this time you had a hard time even looking into his eyes.
I couldn't.
You couldn't.
I couldn't because there was that lie there, and I just felt so unworthy, so guilty. There was so much
Wow.
shame. I think that the timing was perfect because we've been able to, since the retreat, we've been able to work on a relationship, and it's amazing what
Mhm.
God can do, and how
Mhm.
even with my children,
Mhm.
there's been so much reconciliation. I feel
Mhm.
like we're closer. I was able to share with them for the first time. Honestly, just, you know, sharing everything with them. They were able to ask me questions.
Mhm.
And I didn't feel the condemnation that I normally
That's
would be cringing,
so
so
awesome.
afraid of.
Yeah.
In fact, we're closer now than we were before, and I can see my daughters bonding also.
Mhm.
It's like it's going forward. The healing is not just for me, but also for. I thought I was a, follower and believer, but I couldn't. I had, protected my heart. I was so hurt
Mhm.
that I wouldn't trust him or let him or allow him to come in.
Mhm.
And I remember you said the first time that he just wanted my heart, and that was so true.
Mhm.
So I felt like at the retreat that was the beginning of my walk with the Lord.
Nice.
And I think if him having to restore my heart,
Mhm. Mhm.
that was just probably the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And how faithful he waited till I was ready. Everything was perfect. The way everything turned out, it's just for me.
Mhm.
And it can be for anybody.
Right. Right.
Just have to trust and be willing to. It was hard because
Yeah.
it's really like
Yeah, it wasn't an easy process,
no,
but
no. But now that I've gone through it, it's just amazing. It's just really amazing. And I don't think there was anything really available before that had this kind of impact. I was able to grieve. I think that was a big part of it is before we didn't talk, we couldn't even acknowledge our children. It was, I think that was the part that for me I needed to do was to be allowed to
right.
embrace them, and I look forward to the day when I will see
See
them.
them again.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see how that can affect even your parenting, right? And like you were talking about your relationship with your children. Do you think that during that time, like maybe you were believing like some lies?
I would never be able to forgive myself, and how because it was unforgivable. And though I believe that the Lord forgives, and it wasn't for me. And so in that, as a parent, I couldn't love them. I just felt like I had to be perfect. And I think that was probably the worst because they get to see me now, all my faults, everything failures, and but we've never been closer. We've never had this type of relationship. Is that if you were to experience complete healing, what does that look like? And it was for my family,
Yes.
for me and
I
my
remember you
family,
saying
and
that.
it's really happening.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And tell me, you told me something that your daughter was saying how I think when you first came home, what did you guys got together or something, right? Tell us
Yes.
about that.
I was excited. Like I actually, as soon as I got home, I called them and asked them to come over because I wanted to share with them. I just felt it was so important that I tell them the truth, what happened. And I think my oldest daughter, she had a moment where it was very difficult for her because she had said she had always wanted a brother, and so she was very angry with me. And yet, you know what? I was able to accept it and not. I wasn't afraid of the confrontation. We were able to work through. So.
Wow, that's good. And so they saw that change in you, right? They even verbalized that, I think.
Yeah. Yes. And they were testing me.
Yes.
They would be like, we'll see. Well, let's see later how she. But it's lasting. It's true. Yeah. They can confirm it.
So even now, months later, right?
Yeah.
That change.
I still wake up every morning and just feel joy. I don't feel any of the condemnation, the guilt, and but it just propels me to want to do more, to want to really see other people experience it too. I had been at a point where I think I felt like I'd given up.
Yeah.
And so to have this now is just, I mean, it's just amazing. And I think for even my granddaughters, and because their parenting is better, they're bonding as sisters more. It's like just the whole relationship is, the dynamic has changed. I think they can lean on each other for support, and hopefully we'll all be a support system for each other.
So it's almost like when something broke in you, like it
did
broke in them, and they could relate to their children in a different way as well, right?
Yes, and not only for my daughter who has children, but my other daughter, even in her life, in her work, in her, everything's just changed. There's like just this hope, and it's very positive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I just love hearing this.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited just with all that's happened even up to now, since the retreat. And I know that God is going to continue to do more. So thank you, Shelly, so much, for sharing your story. And that takes courage, just like it took to come to the first meeting and go through the retreat. Now you're telling your story because you want other people to experience, the same kind of freedom and breakthrough that you've received in your life, right? So
it's so real. It's because before I felt like I knew God, but now I know God, and I know He knows me. And so for that, I would just that alone, if you receive that, I think it would just tremendously alter your life.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing your story. I think it's so powerful. So thank you very much for just listening to us today. Wasn't that an amazing story by Shelly? And so I just wanna I pray that really impacted you and spoke to your heart as well. Whether you had an abortion or not, we all know someone who did, probably. And so I just want to thank you all for listening, and just God bless.